High above the French Alps, the morning begins in silence, as golden light slowly touches the frozen peaks below. Cruising peacefully above the clouds, the aircraft moves forward, carrying passengers unaware of what lies ahead. Inside the cockpit, everything appears normal, as the captain and co-pilot monitor their instruments with quiet focus. The controls remain steady, altitude stable, and all systems appear to be functioning exactly as expected. In the cabin, passengers sit relaxed, some gazing outside, others lost in thought, enjoying a routine flight. But outside, the clouds begin to thicken, slowly shifting from calm to something darker and more unsettling. Moments later, the captain leaves the cockpit, unaware that this simple action will change everything. The cockpit door locks behind him, sealing the space with a quiet but irreversible finality. Alone now, the co-pilot stares forward, his expression unreadable, his silence growing heavier by the second. Without warning, the aircraft begins a controlled descent, subtle at first, almost unnoticeable. From the outside, the plane gently dips, disappearing deeper into the thickening cloud cover. Inside the cabin, a slight vibration begins, just enough for passengers to notice something feels off. Back in the cockpit, the controls are adjusted with precision, as the descent continues deliberately. Through the window, distant mountains begin to emerge beneath the clouds, sharp and unforgiving. The Alps stretch endlessly, their rugged peaks hidden beneath fast-moving winds and drifting snow. Outside the cockpit, the captain returns, knocking lightly at first, expecting a routine response. Passengers begin to exchange uncertain glances, sensing that something is no longer right. Inside, alarms begin to echo, warning signals flashing across the control panel in urgent bursts of red. The aircraft descends faster now, cutting through the clouds with growing intensity. Below, the mountains rise closer, their massive presence now impossible to ignore. The plane continues downward, the air around it growing more violent, more unstable with each passing second. Inside the cockpit, alarms intensify, filling the confined space with relentless urgency. In the cabin, fear begins to spread, as turbulence shakes the aircraft more aggressively. The captain pounds harder on the locked door, his urgency now unmistakable. But inside, there is no response, only silence, broken by the sound of alarms. The clouds suddenly break, revealing the mountains now dangerously close beneath the aircraft. The wind howls across the slopes, as if nature itself is warning of the approaching disaster. Passengers panic, voices rising, as the situation spirals beyond control. Altitude continues to drop rapidly, each second bringing the aircraft closer to the terrain. From the outside, the descent appears steep, unnatural, and terrifyingly fast. Oxygen masks deploy suddenly, swinging violently as chaos erupts inside the cabin. Through the windows, the mountain face looms closer, its scale overwhelming and inescapable. The cockpit door shakes under repeated blows, but it refuses to open. Inside, every alarm screams at once, a final warning that can no longer be ignored. The aircraft drops below the clouds, fully exposed to the unforgiving terrain below. The mountains fill the horizon, leaving no room, no escape, no second chance. Time seems to slow, as fear grips every soul on board in these final moments. Inside the cockpit, the co-pilot remains still, surrounded by flashing lights and deafening alarms. The aircraft races forward, just seconds away from the inevitable. The ground rises rapidly to meet it, the distance vanishing in an instant. In a final moment frozen in time, the aircraft hovers just above the mountainside. Then, in an instant, everything ends in a violent explosion against the unforgiving rock. Debris scatters across the mountains, carried by the force of impact and the howling wind. Flames ignite against the snow, a stark contrast between fire and ice. Smoke rises slowly into the sky, marking the place where everything was lost. Fragments of the aircraft lie scattered, silent witnesses to the tragedy. The mountains stand still once more, untouched, indifferent to what has just occurred. Among the wreckage, pieces of lives remain, telling stories that will never be completed. The camera pulls back, revealing the vast emptiness surrounding the crash site. Above, the sky begins to clear, as if the world is moving on. In the distance, a helicopter approaches, breaking the silence with urgency. Inside, rescue teams prepare, knowing the reality they are about to face. The helicopter hovers over the wreckage, snow swirling violently beneath it. Rescuers descend into the harsh terrain, battling wind and cold. They move carefully through the debris, their expressions heavy with understanding. As daylight fades, the fires begin to dim, leaving behind only smoke and silence. Night falls over the mountains, covering the scene in darkness. From above, the crash site becomes just a small mark in an endless landscape. Morning returns, bringing light, but not answers. And in the quiet of a new day, the mountains remain, holding the memory of what happened here forever. If you found this story powerful and meaningful, make sure you support the channel. Subscribe now and become part of our growing community of viewers who value real, impactful storytelling. Don't forget to like this video and share it with others so more people can learn from these moments. And most importantly, hit the bell icon so you never miss our next episode. More intense, eye-opening stories are coming soon. Stay with us.